Throw home is not going to be in time. The Cougars have won it.
And the game is over. Charleston hangs on to win it at home.
Hey Cougar fans, it's Alexis Shirelli with the Charleston Sports Network. I have a killer season preview for you today as it's volleyball season here at the college. Now the team has been working very hard in their preseason to start their season off up in Wisconsin with a season opening tournament. We had a chance to speak with Coach Jason Kepner to hear his thoughts ahead of the season. Take a look.
I think when I first took over the job, that was a big pressure for me, was to continue the great history that the program has. And over the years, I've kind of come to the realization that sooner or later, it's not going to happen. So I think that I kind of stopped worrying about it. And I think that the more stressed I am about situations, the more it shows to my team and the more they get stressed out about stuff. So I try to not worry about it too much. It's always on the back of your mind. But hopefully they can play carefree and we can put ourselves in a position to be successful. And if we can win another championship, that's great. If not, so be it. We'll move on to the next one. But I try not to think about it too much. We always try to go as hard as we can. I think it's just a good challenge and a good test. And I mean, again, you want to win games and you want to have a good record and you want to do all that. But the most important thing is that the kids are challenged and they're pushed to the highest level they can be pushed. So we open at Wisconsin, who's going to probably be a top 10 team. We usually try to go where our kids are from. So Mel's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so we're going up there. And then Western Kentucky is also usually a top 25, top 30 opponent. So we got two really top 25 level opponents in the first weekend. And then we go to Alabama, which is where Grace, one of our other seniors, is from. And we got Alabama, who finished about top 30. And then Tulsa, who's about 45. So in the first two weekends, we've got four teams that are all top 50 opponents, and it's just a good test for us. I think it kind of shows us early. You get your weaknesses exploited when you play good teams, and that's the goal. Is again, you want to win, but if you don't win, you want to figure out how do you learn from that, and trying to get your weaknesses exploited so that you can get better in those areas down the road. But I think our team's going to be really competitive. I think they're going to go into those matches with the mindset that we can win, and that's what you want. Is you want your team just to show up regardless who's on the other side of the net and play as though they're going to win and they have the opportunity to win and to put everything out there. And whether it's Wisconsin or whether it's at Alabama or whoever we have in those first two weekends, that's going to be the mentality. And then we finally get to come home. But we have Tennessee coming here, and we have Minnesota coming here, and Jacksonville, who won the Atlantic Sun tournament to go to the NCAA tournament. So we just kind of keep going as tough as we can, and hopefully that'll prepare us. Hopefully we get some wins along the way, but hopefully that'll prepare us for a tough CAA conference slate. I like to hit the road right off the bat just because the kids aren't in their complete school schedule yet, so getting on the road that first weekend, they miss school, but they're not missing quite as much of the important stuff that they've got going on. So we usually get on the road, and we were fortunate to get a chance to go up to fly into Milwaukee, and we'll go to Mel's house for dinner and kind of hang out a little bit and try to do some fun stuff while we're also up there. But we got some great competition there, and then we come home for a couple days and then jump in a bus and drive to Alabama. And that kind of was a last-minute thing. We were supposed to go to a different tournament that fell through, and so we were trying to find a tournament within driving distance that still had some good competition for us. So we were fortunate that before Kimmy left, her brother works at Alabama, so it worked out for us to squeeze into their tournament. We play 4 matches there, and so we'll get a good array of competition from Alabama to Southern Miss and the other teams around there. So it should be a good opportunity. And then after 2 long weekends of travel, we're home for almost a month with one road trip up to UNC Wilmington. So that's kind of a good, right when the kids kind of get really busy in the schedule and we start to get close to midterms and do all that stuff, we'll be home for about a month. So I think the schedule works out well to keep the stress off the girls for the academic side, but it'll be two tough road trips right off the bat.
Now the girls had a chance to step off of the court yesterday and into the media room as they took place in Media Day. The girls had a chance to get their pictures taken and step in front of a green screen. Now we'll have all the Cougar action here on the Charleston Sports Network for you this season, and we're excited for everything that volleyball has in store. For the Charleston Sports Network, I'm Alexis Shirelli.